Car Lords, how's it going? I'm back. We're making a video midwinter, even though it's been really crappy weather outside and I haven't really had anything to do with the car. But I ordered a handful of parts that are going to be going on in the spring. Some maintenance, some upgrade kind of, and some cosmetics. But we're not going to talk about that right now. It's going to be a surprise for the spring. But right now, what we're going to do, just for the sake of getting a video out there, I do have an AEM dry flow air filter. I think that's what it's called. Basically, it's an air filter that you never have to throw out. You can clean it, and it makes more sucky, whooshy noises with the turbo, which is like, yes. And not only am I going to be switching out the filter for more turbo whooshy noises, we're going to cut the airbox on the ST, because the stock ST airbox is the same as any other Focus. But if you guys are familiar at all with the RS, you'll know that it comes with a cut in the airbox from the factory. So we're going to be making our own cut today just to allow a little more airflow noise. It's not going to really affect anything. It doesn't really allow any more cold air to go in. It's just for the noise, really just for the noise. If you think it's giving you more horsepower, just no, it's not. And if you think the filter is giving you more horsepower, it's not either. It's not. It says on the box it does. That's horseshit. Okay, so for the sake of being as fast as possible, here's the ST's engine bay. Here's the airbox. The airbox has 4 hex screws around each corner. Once you take those off, you can take the lid off the airbox. Now we have the gross old shitey filter that every other Focus has. So we're just gonna yank that thing right the heck out of there. Throw that in the garbage, and now we have an empty airbox. So then you're going to take your fancy online eBay filter that you got for like 50 bucks or whatever, and look at all the specs on it, how it's going to increase your horsepower and all that junk. Yeah, that's the lie. But anyway, open that up. Nice. Okay, so once you've unwrapped your fancy new high flow air filter that's going to make all the best whooshy noises, you're just going to want to tip it into the airbox the same way the other one came out. And you might need a bit of force. And let me show you why. Because this seal on the back here has to get pushed into your tubing pretty hard so that it can get all the way back for it to fit in the box. So I'm gonna give it a real hard push right now, and we'll just skip this in the video. This is a hard cut, please. So now that we have the super whooshy turbo noise air filter put in the air box, we're going to take the lid inside so that we can do a bit of a cut on the lid for more turbo whooshy noises. Okay, so now that we're inside with our airbox lid, we're going to think about where we would like to cut a hole in this airbox lid. So on the RS, there's a cut that kind of comes up like this and makes a circle, and then there's a fancy RS logo in the middle, and some weather stripping around the side. And the weather stripping is basically to keep the hot air that's coming from over here on the engine bay from getting in your filter. Now, I looked at some different weather stripping, and I didn't think any of it was gonna look good, which is a big blank hole, because like on the RS it actually looks good. It's got some honeycomb and the RS logo, and it looks nice, but I'm not that skilled. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut a window down here, and that should be more than enough to allow that extra noise to escape from the intake, giving us nice turbo whooshy noises. Alright, so I've marked out a little window in pen as to where I would like to make my cuts. And keep in mind that on the back there are some ridges that you're going to be cutting through, so just keep that in mind and cut accordingly. Now the tool that I'm using to make my cut is a Dremel with a metal cutting bit on it. Is that the right tool for the job? I don't know. So choose at your own discretion, because I'm not a mechanic. Okay, so there we have it. That's the general idea for the cut. And now I'm just going to use some sandpaper and clean up all the edges, make it look like it was meant to be there. Okay, so there we have it. There's the swishy swishy turbo noise hole cut in the airbox. Now the reason why I cut it here and didn't come up onto the top is because, like I said, I didn't want to run any weather stripping because it is difficult to get a seal against the hood and all the engine heat is coming from this direction. So I figured if I could at least duck it down a bit, that's a little bit better, and it kind of goes along with the intake from the front bumper that is stock on the car. So let's go put this back on the ST and see how it looks. Okay, so there we have it. The airbox lid is back in the engine bay with the nice little red AEM filter poking out there, and that should give us plenty of super swishy turbo noises. That's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Came out here in the cold to make it for you guys, and yeah, so I'm still alive. Canadians do survive the winter.